Milestone Brewery Dasher.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of The Price is Right with Leslie Crowther. I've got a bottle of this stuff, Dasher from the Milestone Brewery, and if you need proof that I do things arse about face, here it is. This is a seasonal winter ale, or Christmas ale, and I'm drinking it in July. So work that one out. They are brewed by the Milestone Brewery, and there is an immediate couple of alarm bells that are ringing with this beer. The first one is it's available as a homebrew kit as well. Now, it doesn't say it on the bottle, but if you do a little bit of research on this, you'll see that you can buy this, and it's quite popular. Quite a few homebrew sellers do that. Now, in my sort of experience, beers that are also available as homebrew generally aren't that good, but I'm willing to be proved wrong.
But I'm always willing to hear from any lad who reckons he's better.
Milestone Brewery, of course, is from Nottinghamshire, a place called Newark, which is in Nottinghamshire, up north, and it was founded by a fella called Ken Munro, and he decided to start the Milestone Brewery. Milestone Brewery is effectively a craft beer brewers, and as I say, they do the homebrew kits as well. Never tried any homebrew from them, and this is, I think, the first beer from that brewery that I've ever tried. Reason I bought this is because I do like winter beers. I like all the Christmas beers and stuff that come out. The Shepherd Neame stuff is really good. Usually they're quite strong. This isn't as strong. This is 4.5%. But usually the Christmas beers are, usually big on malt. They're I won't say very high, but they're high ABVs, normally over 6%. And they're normally dark ruby in colour. And they have a big malty caramel malt, bordering on toffee malt flavour with some nice hops on it, and a little touch of spice in it as well. I don't know what this is, but let's stop guessing and let's start investigating. Okay, so this is called Dasher. Now, of course, Dasher is he's one of the I was going to say the elves, the fucking elves. It's one of the reindeers, Santa's reindeers. But this used to be called Dasher the Flasher. And I think they've changed the name to Dasher now because some people, that might put them off. There is one alarm bell ringing in the ingredients. It says hops, malted wheat, barley and finnins. Do you know what finnins are? If you don't, I'm going to tell you. Finnins they're not adjuncts, but they are substances that are added to the beer after the fermentation. Now, normally what they're done is they're put in there to remove enzymes, improve the appearance, and get rid of any nasties. Now, they've said that they're doing that. I guarantee you, a lot of other brewers are doing that, adding these finnins, if you like, and they're not putting it in the ingredients. But some of the ingredients that are included in finnins are egg whites, isinglass. I don't know if you've probably heard of that. It's probably the most widely used. That is basically fish bladder. What they do, they add that to the beer. It's pretty tasteless, but it will get rid of any of the yeast sediments. It basically improves the clarity of the beer. And they also use various weird stuff as well, like Irish moss, which is an algae, and that gets rid of some of the nasties that are left over from the fermentation process. They've put that on the ingredients here. I'm not going to let that or cloud my judgment. So, without further ado, let's get this open. Here's a 500ml bottle and it's 4.5%. I don't know whether I told you that, but now you know. Cap is a plain silver cap. Here is the beer. What are we getting on the nose? Nice caramel and a little touch of toffee malt. Little fruit cake. Oh yeah, that's what it smells like. You know, the old Christmas cake. That's what I'm getting. It does smell good, I will give it that. Let's get it in the glass. There it is in the glass. And if I'm not mistaken, there is flavours in there, or little bits of yeast. It doesn't say it's bottle conditioned. It's 4.5%, but an alarm bell is ringing. It's very, very fizzy, and the head is dissipating quite quickly. It does smell good though. There's some nice caramel and toffee malt on that. And as I say, you've got some fruit on that too. Here, look, the head's dissipating there quite quickly. It's like a muddy, murky brown colour. Let's get it down the hatch and see what's really going on with this. I'll get the bins off because it helps me taste better. Cheers. That is not too bad. There is a lot of caramel malt on that. There is a fair bit of toffee malt. Some nice dark fruit. As I said, it's like a sort of a Christmas cake. The body is quite weak though. It hasn't got that, how can I put it, the masses of flavour, the depth of flavour that you'd normally associate with Christmas beers. It does say that there's wheat in here. Now I'm wondering why they've put that in there, because it hasn't improved the body of it at all. Disappointing finish on that. It's lovely, don't get me wrong, there's lovely flavours in the mouth. There is caramel and toffee malt on that. A ton of dark fruit. Not really getting the spice on that at all. I have to say this is quite cold though. It's come out of the fridge and I'm not sure whether I should have left that for a little bit longer. But there's nice flavours in the mouth, but I ain't getting a nice finish on it. It's very weak and watery from what I can get. Carbonation's just right. There is some in there, but it's very, very mild. But it's just a disappointing finish on that, which is a real shame because that started off with some real potential. As I said, it's got the malts nicely balanced on that, and the fruit as well, but there's no real spice to it, which I'd have sort of expected from a Christmas beer or a winter warmer, depends what you want to call it. But it doesn't really leave me wanting more. I have to say though, there's more good things about this than there is bad. Yeah, it's just a bit, the body is just, it's just putting me off. There's nothing there, there's no richness in it, no depth to it. So what's the verdict? Well, I love winter beers and I'll drink them all year round. I don't care what the weather's like out there. But this, I have to say, it's just slightly disappointing. The flavours in the mouth are lovely. You get the fruit, you get the malt, you get the toffee, you get the caramel. But the finish is disappointing. It's got like a weak body to it, and it doesn't make you want to sort of savour it like you would with something that's got some substance to it. It's disappointing because this could be a great beer, but it just lacks that depth that you get from real good quality beers. I'll give that a 6 out of 10. I'm getting a little bit of spice on there now. There's a little touch of pepper. I'm sure that's coming from the hops. I think this is using Magnum hops. Does it say Magnum? Get the bins on, Mr. Magoo.
Me, who never touched a drop in my life.
Oh, it doesn't say the hops. I thought it said it used Magnum hops. No, it doesn't. I'm lying. Yeah, it's pretty sparse on information there. Yeah. But I will give them credit for putting fillings on their ingredients, because not a lot of brewers do that. At least they've owned up to it. Yeah, just a little bit disappointing. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think it was under £2 for 500ml, but I'm not going to recommend it because I think there's better out there. It's just, this could have been brilliant, but it just let itself down with the body on it. So yeah, 6 out of 10, not recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.